Oh, boy.
All right, so you ready for your final set piece that you wanted to talk about at the end?
Yeah. So, I'm just gonna briefly go over a couple things. One, I'm gonna bring up that piece of news since I didn't bring it up before. It doesn't matter to bring it up now. Uh, so not long ago, within the past week, apparently this girl, 14-year-old girl, she started a fire in her garage, and she did it on purpose. And her reasoning is not exactly clear because the detectives, when they
were biased, basically. Simply, they were.
Not so much that they were biased. They listed a lot of things that she had done.
Things that affected it, but it felt more that they were biased towards. They just found a scapegoat.
Right, and they were saying that
they ignored
it was because of Soul Eater. Yeah.
No. They ignored the fact of any facts about what the home life might have been like, and the fact that she had a major argument with her parents before this happened.
Right.
And just focus on the fact that she was reading Soul Eater manga and was on Creepypasta, Slenderman, something like that.
Yeah, Creepypasta, which is in itself,
creepy,
a little odd. But yeah, a lot of studies like this go into the fact that like a lot of people that commit murder by gun, have been playing like Call of Duty or Halo, but they don't take into account the fact that this person had a mental illness or the fact that their parents didn't treat them very well,
or any other factors of their life that could have also been attributing to the incident that they caused.
And so this 14-year-old girl honestly probably has a mental illness. Not judging, but she probably does.
Or had an unstable family life.
Yeah.
We don't know because they spent the media, at least the media, maybe not necessarily the law enforcers who are dealing with it, or the people actually dealing with the case at hand, but the media at least focused more on the Slenderman, Creepypasta, Soul Eater manga combo, blaming on them. Now, Slenderman and Creepypasta is kind of like weird, but I think more people are being outraged by the fact that they blame it on the manga.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. As pointed out by one video I saw, it says, yes, you can't say that, Soul Eater has zero violence in it at all, because that's not true. But nowhere in any manga does it say, hey, let's go burn down a house.
Yeah, that's what kind of threw me off, was that it was arson.
At least, especially, that's not even mentioned at all in Soul Eater.
Right.
Now, there might have been, and most kids, when they're reading stuff like that, they're going to do if they're going to copy anything, they're going to copy what the hero is doing, not what the villain is doing.
Right.
So, maybe if she was reading something else where the villain did it, they might have a better claim, but it's still why would they do what the villain does? Most series where it's most good versus evil situations have the readers or viewers, if it's a TV show or movie, they have them rooting for the hero, not rooting for the villain.
Yeah, like if they were reading Full Metal Alchemist and they're like, oh, Edward Elric and Alphonse burned their house down, I should do that too. But that's just stupid, it's just
because they didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
They had a special situation, and they were in a delicate emotional state at the time.
Right.
And they also had powers that don't even exist in our world. So
exactly.
Just throw that. Because if you want to go back on the fact that they want to copy their heroes, you could say, oh well, maybe they were trying to, if she was reading Full Metal Alchemist, she wants to copy Roy Mustang. Well, I'm like, Roy Mustang wasn't setting houses on fire for the sake of setting houses on fire. Any flames that came out of his fingers were for the purpose of punishing evildoers.
Right.
And you would have to be in a messed up state of mind to think your parents, because you had an argument with them, are evildoers.
Right.
Then brings back to the question: she most likely either had some type of mental illness or was mentally unstable due to a mentally unstable home.
Right. Exactly.
So that's our thoughts on it.
Yeah. So
you want
that's
to find out? I mean, you know, plenty of. If you want to talk more about it, you can come on the forum and talk about it.
Yeah, there's a thread for it in the news section.
Not really much. There's not really much else to talk about. I mean, it's simply put, it's.
Yeah.
No, but if you want to put your input, by all means, that's what the forum's for.
Yep.
And next.
Yeah. Next, I'm gonna plug my streams. So, if you aren't aware, that I live stream, but right now it's kind of a random time because my schedule is still being set. Generally, I'm going to say about Tuesday, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard is the appropriate time to stream. That's generally when I'm going to be streaming. Right now, I'm streaming the first Devil May Cry, or DMC, for PS2, not the reboot. Don't get confused with the reboot. The original white-haired Dante, the first one. And we'll see where we go from there. So,
but
if you want to see that...
well, of course, Strider, you got to also make sure you put down in that description a link to your channel, because you don't use the tag Strider Zero for Twitch.
I'm getting there. Alright, so if you want to, follow my Twitch channel, you want to go to twitch.tv/pentsage, PENTSAGE, and that
link will be in the description below.
Yes.
I wanted to steal your thunder. Now, but of course, you could also find these links if you were in his profile, member profile, if you join the forum.
Yeah, it's in a thread and all that bullshit.
Yep. Hey. No. Before we started this, where do you think we got a chance to talk about the chapters every week? While you were streaming your various games.
Oh, when I was...
When you were streaming at that one point this year when you were streaming regularly.
Yeah, I used to drop, hints about the chapters to keep it spoiler-free. Yeah, that happened, that was awesome. Yeah, that was sick.
But, yeah. So, of course, that was also... It started off when you started you had it prior to the last period, because you had it, you weren't really using it too much, and then you, late last year, I think it was maybe in the fall of last year, you started streaming, maybe November or December, you started streaming on a regular basis.
Uh-huh.
And that was because you were streaming Pokemon games at the time.
Right.
Which became interesting because he played through the first 3 games that represented the first 3 generations.
Yeah.
Fire Red, I believe, Silver,
mm-hmm.
and then Emerald.
Right.
And it'll be another 5 years before he's in the mood to play Pokemon again, because playing 3 Pokemon games in a row is tiring for him.
Yeah, fuck that.
If you had a 3DS, you'd be getting the reboot, right?
Yeah, maybe.
You would if you had a 3DS.
I'm okay with the reboots and shit. I'm more looking forward to Pokken though.
Oh, Pokken, yeah, I'm interested in that too. Unfortunately, at this point, it's just a Japanese arcade game,
we'll see. We'll see. The U.S. loves Pokemon. I don't think it's gonna stay in Japan.
Stay in Japan.
No.
But it's gonna be it's gonna be like the One Piece games that they've been releasing in America recently, where it's going to be it'll probably come out in Japan. Well, first of all, first it's going to come out. The arcade game's going to come out in Japan. Then maybe like a couple months later, they're going to release in Japan like the home console version.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely for like digital download.
Right.
I feel. And then maybe a couple months later, they're going to translate it into English and put it on, and bring it to America or any other English-speaking countries.
Right. So back to the topic at hand. So the stream, we covered that. And so anyway, to kind of conclude here, once again, our writing section is one of our most popular sections, and it would greatly be appreciated if you checked out our works. Check out my new chapter of A Tale of Iron, and check out Dragon Soul, which is done by Don, and it's
I'm hoping to release chapter 49 in the upcoming week, so make sure you catch up. I know. Be quiet. Anyway, but I forgot to mention this for those of you who haven't already gone on the forum to read it. In last week's video, I also forgot to mention that not only do I have 48 chapters, but I also have a special. So, read, catch up, because the next chapter should be out in another week or two. Just had to put on the final touches.
Yep. That should be interesting. Can't wait to read it. And very soon I should have updates for A Tale of Iron and The Legend of Badass Zelda, so look out for those. So guys, read our stuff, comment,
forum and talk.
Comment.
Well, it's more like type, not talk, but
yeah,
you get our point.
Yeah. So that's our podcast for the week. This is
episode 2.
Week 2.
Ah, and just in case you haven't already seen in the description, this was recorded on September 9th.
Yes, September 9th. So, so hopefully you guys liked it. Give us comments and criticisms on what we can do to better improve this podcast, because that's how people get better. They react and respond to criticism and reflection. So that's always a good thing to do. So, that's going to be it for this week. This has been the Mystic Podcast and
episode 2.
Week 2.
I say episode 2.
And I say week 2. And we're signing out.